What's up, YouTube world? Hey, have you ever thought about wanting to lose weight or live a healthier lifestyle? Hey, man, it's doable. Trust me. I've been there. I've done it. I've been overweight, and I've been the most unhealthiest person you could probably think of. Um, but I've changed my life around now, and I feel so much better. I'm gonna give you guys 5 tips and tricks to live a healthier lifestyle and to drop that body fat and be in the best shape of your life. I don't care what age you're in. You know, I'm gonna get straight into it. Number one, I think the number one thing you can do is to, want it for yourself. You gotta want a change. I could give you a whole list of tips and tricks, but if you don't want it for yourself, that's the first thing. You gotta come to the conclusion, basically, that you want to make a change for yourself. So that's number one. You gotta want it. Number two, you gotta surround yourself with people that are true friends. Not your good time friends, not your friends that are going to try to peer pressure you into doing the opposite of what your goal is at hand. You want to live a healthier lifestyle, but they want to keep you, going out with them and eating pizza and doing all this stuff. No, you got to tell them no. They want you to go out and get drunk. No, I don't do that no more. I want to live a healthier lifestyle. I want to change myself for my family. I want to live to see my grandkids. I want to live to see my kids get older. And, I'm tired of being unhealthy and miserable all the time. You'd be surprised how many the things that probably people got going on in their life, like they go to the doctor for and get put on medications, when they could easily just follow some of these tips and tricks and lose the weight and get off the medication. The tip that I like is, I incorporate fasting. So when I first started deciding I wanted to lose weight, I did a lot of research, and on YouTube, it's kind of weird because you got half people telling you do this, and you got half people telling you don't do that, or half people telling you go this diet, and half of the people tell you do this diet. So, but one of the things I know that has worked for me, and that's all I speak on, are things that work for me. Everybody's different, but I've heard it happen. A lot of people that I know that are close to me, and I've heard a lot of people that I follow on social media that it's worked for them, and it's fasting. And basically, fasting is, for people that don't know, it's not eating for a large window of time. So that helps cut out a lot of the processed foods that you would typically eat in a day. That helps cut out all the, sugar and the amount of calories that you can consume in a day if you restrict your time, your window of eating. So fasting has helped me tremendously. When I first started losing weight, I just thought it would be easier to eat once a day. That's what I did. Just made it real simple. I just ate once a day, and that was it. So I made sure I had my meal already ready, or I knew and ahead of time what I was going to eat, and and so I look forward to it. And you'd be surprised. There was going to be times where you want to break your fast and you're like, but if you know in your head, I can't eat until 5 o'clock at night, then, or, if you want to eat your one meal at noon, whatever works for best for you. I don't know what shift you work, or, your lifestyle, or your, what you got going on, but man, try to incorporate it. Like I said, give it a shot, but you have to stay consistent with it. And it leads me to my next tip. You have to be consistent. People I know all the time, they go on these diets and they try it for a week and they say, oh, it's not happening. It's not an instant gratification thing, losing weight. You're not just going to magically drop 100 pounds overnight. You might lose a half a pound one day and gain 2 pounds, even though you're doing the right thing, because your body is trying to figure out what's going on, because it's not used to you fasting. It's not used to you eating healthier foods, or not eating the processed and sugar that you're used to eating, or the amount of calories. It's trying to figure it out. So your body's going to fluctuate. But as long as you stay consistent and you just keep telling yourself, I know this is going to work, I know it's going to work, one day at a time, take it one day at a time, take it one day at a time, eventually you'll start to see those results manifest. And, a lot of people, they want that instant gratification. If they don't get it right away, then guess what they do? They abandon ship and they go back right to their old ways. And, and even I've seen people that lost a bunch of weight, and then they go back to their old ways. It has to be a lifestyle change. It can't just be, I'm going to change for this little bit of time, and then I'm going to just do whatever I want and hope that, I'm going to take some miracle pill, or I'm going to take a miracle surgery, and then everything is going to be fine. No, you have to stay consistent. You got to make it a lifestyle change. I don't eat like that no more. And you don't have to give up things, depending on where you're at. I feel like if you're really, really out of shape and overweight, then yes, you have to give up things for a long period of time. But once you get down to your goal weight or a healthy weight, you can have a cheat meal here and there. I won't suggest a cheat day. A lot of people say they're gonna have a cheat day, and then for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they just go crazy, and then they turns in from Friday to Saturday, and then they had a whole cheat weekend, and they ruin their entire week for progress. So I don't suggest that. But a cheat meal here and there, hey, I do it all the time, and I'm still in incredible shape. I'm actually in the best shape I've ever been in. Being sober now, and being focused and locked in, man, I feel great. So I could run without losing breath. I can lift heavy, just as heavy as anybody. So, man, it feels good. And that's the only reason why I'm on here saying this, man. I want you guys to get that feeling. I want you guys to stop being so tired, or not having libido, or not, being able to bend over and have mobility, or, just these things that you take for granted. I love being able to, know that I could defend myself or defend my family if I need to. Whereas if you're just fat and out of shape, man, anybody could do whatever they want to you at any time. And there's nothing you can do about it. Your wife ends up cheating on you, or your husband ends up cheating on you because you let yourself go too far. And then, you wonder why. Why did he cheat on me? Why did she cheat on me? Well, look at yourself. You're not the same person you were when they first met. A lot of people that be in long-term relationships, they get comfortable, they get relaxed, and next thing you know, they're a couch potato, and then their significant other meets somebody else that's, in better shape or doing better for themselves, and then that's what happens. They ended up that they get, that lust, and because you lose that spark and that fire in your relationship when you just let yourself go. So, man, this can help save your relationship. It can help save anything, just being a little bit healthier. You feel when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, man, it manifests to your entire life. You start putting on clothes that you haven't been able to wear in 10 years, 20 years. You're able to, do the things and run and play with your kids without getting tired, or, do things, with your body that you didn't think that were ever going to be possible again. I don't care what age you are. I see people that are 70 that be at the gym working out. I see people that are 70 on a bicycle when I'm on the bike trails, and they're just going ham, And I feel like if they could do it, you could do it. And if I could do it, you definitely could do it, because I let myself get pretty far away on the health thing, and I reeled myself back in. I took self accountability. I wanted it, and and I did it. I talked about it, now I'm being about it, and now I'm sharing it with you guys, hoping that maybe I can motivate somebody else to better themselves and their life, and better their family, and make bring the spark back in their relationship, or be a better coworker because you got more energy and you're able to do more work. Just all these type of things. You can get a promotion at your job now because you got more energy. You're there early instead of sleeping in. You can't get out of bed because you're so big. These type things that can just help you elevate your life to have a better life and a successful life. And man, I hope this. Oh, I know I'd be rambling sometimes, but man, I get passionate about certain topics. So I think that if it can be done to anybody, I wish I can be a coach to everybody. If anybody's got any questions, or they got anything they want me to speak on that I forgot to speak on, I'm kind of just winging it. But I feel like, if I could do it, you could do it. Your diet, everybody's body is different. So what works for me is not going to work for y'all. Currently, I'm on a carnivore diet. So basically, I just eat animal products. I guess I can't even call it a carnivore diet. It's just a keto diet, I guess. I'm not exactly 100% sure what diet you want to call it. I call it carnivore because basically the only thing I do is eat meat, and I have some fruit occasionally. So I guess that's technically not carnivore. I'd have to look it up. But that's basically all I do is eat meat, and then so a high protein diet, high fat diet, low carb diet. Only carbs I really eat are whole food carbs, like oatmeal, and when I'm trying to bulk up, I eat a lot more oatmeal, and when I'm trying to cut down, I cut down. I don't eat any oatmeal. When I, or like potatoes, or fruit. Like I said, I get my carbs from fruit, like bananas, stuff like that. So you got to change up that diet. Anything in a pre-packaged, like processed food, man, it's just so bad for you. I know it's hard to find any healthy options, especially like me. That's why fasting helps a lot for me, because if you try to go for lunch, there's nothing worried to get except for McDonald's. So alright, man, I hope y'all got my neighbor out here cutting the grass, so I guess that's a sign for me to wrap this video up. If you need anything, like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna holler at y'all.